Hello Wolfpack, happy Tuesday. Back with some pressing work and a fun little gymnastics WOD. Hope you guys are excited to get a little bit of work in, a lot of volume for Tuesday, so should be a good time. Make sure if you need to, show up early, get some extra stretching on our shoulders, get a little more movement on our shoulders, since tomorrow is going to be a lot of overhead work and a lot of shoulder and scapular stability. Okay, 3 to 4 sets. Just like today's front squat, back squat, last week we did the same thing, 5 strict press into push press. Your goal is to add a little bit of weight. I don't think you're going to be able to add as much weight to your strict press as you probably could to a front squat. So don't be shy, or don't feel like even if you only add 2.5s on the side, that it's not going to do anything. It's actually a really, really big jump in our strict press. So if the 5 reps for you last week was pretty heavy, add 2.5s on the side, 5 total pounds is a great jump, and we're going to further a little bit of the volume with some extra weight on our strict press. Okay, so like last week, do your 4 strict press. You can put it in the rack and shake out the wrists if you need to, just like we did with the back squat. Pick it back up and go into AMRAP push press, or if you hit your 4 strict press and you're ready just to go right into the push press, you can do that as well. Remember, the goal of the strict press is to focus on that bar path, right? So we make sure our head's pulled back, our elbows are slightly in front of the bar, but still at a little bit more of a vertical angle, right? If we're super, super high, right, then we have this weird kind of like tricep extension and then press. So we actually want to drop the elbows just a little bit, and then we have that nice straight vertical press. So a little bit different than what we would do for, you know, like a squat or a push press. We can have our elbows a little bit lower. It's going to give you better drive, and it's going to allow you to have a straighter bar path. So make sure midline stays tight, head is back, straight up bar path, and then on the push press we obviously want to replicate that bar path, but we want to work on the touch and go. Okay, a lot of people did it last week and it looked really, really good, right? As you get overhead, as the barbell comes down, elbows need to stay in front a little bit more than the strict press, so that way when we end up in the chest, right, we have that front rack position, the barbell racks on our chest, our elbows are high enough to where we can then dip and then explode out into the next push press. So you also should be working on your breathing patterns. So as it comes down, inhale, as you extend the barbell off, exhale, trying to find a way to be as efficient in this movement pattern as possible, so that if it comes in Metcons, right, if we practice the breathing and the efficient movement pattern in this strength work, when it turns over into Metcons, it's going to just come naturally, and you won't have to focus on breathing as much. Your body will just kind of take over. So that's kind of the goal here. Rest as long as you need. You know, probably a couple minutes, just like the squats today. Need to make sure that we can rest the shoulders enough to replicate the strict press. I would say last week, I think 8 to 10 was the goal on the push press, so we add a little bit of weight. Try to get 6 to 8 reps on the push press. Sometimes when we push this a following week, the body kind of adapts to it, and you end up being able to do more reps. So kind of just feel it out. Just make sure you're focusing on the good touch and go form, and then the breathing patterns. We should be good to go. Okay. Metcon is a 13-minute AMRAP. It's a little different style. You've probably seen something like this in the past. You're going to complete 2 rounds of this, and then you're going to complete 2 rounds of this, and then you're going to go back and do 2 rounds of this, and then you're going to do 2 rounds of that. So that's kind of the way it goes for 13 minutes. So goal is obviously to get through as many rounds and reps of both, so we get all the different variations, all the different volume in this gymnastics moves, and then our shoulder moves. So the handstand push-ups here, it's 8 reps. We clearly want to be moving through these rounds quickly. We don't want to be stuck too much on any specific movement. So whatever movement we choose for here, or whatever we do for our handstand push-ups, if we scale with an ab mat, we probably want to take no more than 2 sets on these handstand push-ups, to be completely honest. We should be kind of on and off the wall relatively quick. The goal of this is to get the gymnastics volume more than anything. The shoulder stuff is just kind of there to add fatigue, get some work in, get some volume in, but we really want to make sure we're getting through the toes to bar and then the pull-up volume. So we want to make sure the handstand push-ups is not the hardest part of the workout, and we're able to hop up on the wall, you know, bust out 4 or 5, hop down, and get back up and finish the 8. Okay, if we need to bring the reps down, you know, if we're only doing sets of 2 to 3 at a time, that's totally fine. Take the reps to 5 or 6, and then do your 2 sets, and then get off the wall. Okay, we just don't want to be spending a lot of time on the wall. Same thing with the toes to bar. Hopefully, we can get these done. In the first couple of rounds, we should be pretty fresh. We should be able to hold bigger sets, you know, maybe 5s. 3 to 4 sets, getting through in the first couple rounds. Obviously, as we come through the second round with the pull-ups, going to be more midline and grip fatigue, but I think your best bet is to, if you're looking for the stimulus, right, you're getting through these 16 toes to bar and realistically 2 to 3 sets. So if we need to do a couple sets of toes to bar, a couple sets of knee raises to get it done in that quick, rapid fashion, so we can keep the heart rate up, then that would be your best bet on this workout. Otherwise, try to get this done in 3 sets or so. Okay, so move on to that. Same thing here, the 8 dumbbell shoulder overhead. I think this should be something that you do unbroken. Don't want to waste time picking the dumbbells back up off the ground. You're going to waste your pull for the pull-ups. So we should be using dumbbells where we can do all 8 in a row here, really utilizing our leg drive, dip drive, and pressing those overhead. So kind of focusing on the same form that we did up here. Okay, 8 of those. And then our pull-up motion, same thing here. Should be choosing a pull-up motion where we can get through these hopefully in 4 sets, right? 4 sets of 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, whatever the math might be. But again, we don't want to spend the entire workout on the pull-ups. We should be able to get through these rounds pretty quick. So I'm thinking we should definitely be able to get through this. Got some dinner in my mouth. Get through this, get back to this, and see how much we can get through here. If you're proficient with all these movements, probably get back into this other round here. But if this is taking you 2 sets, call it 30 seconds. This is taking you 4 sets, call it a minute, a minute and a half per round. 3 minutes here, right? This is probably going to be, depending on our pull-up skills, these are going to be faster. So call it another 3 minutes or so, 6 minutes, 9, 10 minutes. You may even be able to get into that background. So there's plenty of time in this Metcon. Just make sure we keep to the rep constraints, and we'll have a good training session. Have a great Tuesday, and we'll see you in the gym. Bye.